Karen Bass had a choice in that moment. Instead of fronting up and showing leadership, she ran away. Who else would like to know why she approved an $18 million budget cut for the LA Fire Department, why a major reservoir which holds 117 million gallons of water has been sitting empty for almost a year, which meant that smaller tanks were quickly exhausted and fire hydrants were running dry as firefighters risked their lives trying to save homes. And why did Karen Bass have nothing to say as the people of Los Angeles were going through the most horrifying experience that was made worse because of the government's mismanagement? Well, after ignoring reporters and showing no leadership at the start of this crisis, Karen Bass has posted a bizarre video where she appears slightly upbeat and even smiling as she tells the people of LA that she's seen the devastation.
Angelinos, we're still going through it, and to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock, I've seen the devastation. It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people have experienced.
Hold on one second. We're about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we're doing over here, baby. Let's go. Do elections matter? Why it's important that you understand who you're voting for when you go out to vote? Why can you not just say, oh, because this person has had a less opportunity in life than me, I'm going to vote for them. Oh, because this person is black, I'm going to vote for this person. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that Karen Bass is a direct reflection of why you must be careful who you vote for. And my intention is to show you this, not just from the perspective of, oh, that's a black person or a person of color. But I need you to see. I need you to see what's going on with Karen Bass. And we're going to start with this right here.
As in its history, at least 24 people have tragically been killed. More than 150,000 have been forced to flee their homes. 10,000 structures have been completely destroyed, including some of the country's most expensive real estate. And when the fires broke out, LA Mayor Karen Bass was in...
Let's start with that smile. Now, I want you to see something clearly. This ain't got nothing to do with the fire. This is Karen Bass's smile when she's taking a photo, and this should be a joyful moment and occasion smile, correct? We can all agree that this ain't got nothing to do with the fire. Look like she has some kind of gala. They got a whole bunch of people of color around her. So clearly this ain't got nothing to do with no fire. But I want you to observe the smile that's on her face right now. We're going to keep on going because I need you to understand. Now, we notice this as the people who swim in the dark waters, as the people who frequent the rabbit holes and go see what is going on. But I think the whole wide world is about to witness what we've been witnessing.
Africa. And when she returned, instead of answering critical questions from reporters, she chose to just ignore those questions and stay silent.
Now, this is something that started on the internet. People started pointing this out, and it's made this all the way to Sky News 12 hours ago. This is stuff that people pointed out in the moment when it was happening. But it's okay. They're a little bit behind, so let's let them.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning?
So let me help you with this. I want you to look. I really want you to look at these eyes of this individual. I want you to look at the face of this individual. Her face doesn't look flush. It doesn't look full. It looks kind of pale. I just need you to see her before she gets anywhere near the disaster. And I want you to look at how she looks once she's in the midst of it. It's almost like she's revived.
Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Sure, they come in and try and cut her off. All right. See?
Have you nothing
It could be because she don't have makeup on. But makeup is in uniform in the spirit realm.
to say today?
Can you back up? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
It's almost like she's hearing advice from another realm. Have you ever seen a person who actually hear spirits. I had a very close friend of mine that would hear spirits. And when he was sitting there hearing things, it was almost like he was schizophrenic, because you could be talking to him and he'll just be sitting there like, but he was hearing voices. Some of them accurate, some of them inaccurate, but he was hearing stuff. And in this moment is what it appears to me that's happening to her. Satan sitting there saying, don't you say a word. Don't say a damn thing right now. They're trying to trap us. Shh, be quiet. And she probably saying, well, if I don't say nothing, it's going to make me look bad. Silence now, be quiet. Don't look at him.
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to
Don't
say
answer
to
a question. Don't say anything.
citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
Don't say anything. Don't say a word.
No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visited?
All right, fast forward. That's not what I want you to see, though. This is what I want you to get to. We know the fires is burning, right?
We're running dry as firefighters risk their lives trying to save homes. And why did...
All right, so we know the fire's burning. Let's get to the point. Here it is. This is what I need you to see. Remember the Joker? The Joker. The movie, The Joker. Do y'all remember the movie? Here's what I want you to see right now. Who's calling me? Who's fooling who? Take another look and tell me, baby, who's fooling who? Ooh, who's fooling who? The Joker.
Angelinos, we're still going through it. And to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock, I've seen the devastation.
I've seen the devastation. I've seen the devastation. Look at that thing. I really need you to look at it. Look at it. Look in them eyes. And we're going to do a juxtaposition. We're going to come to my hometown. We're going to look at T.D. when T.D. was dealing with a disaster. And you're going to see the difference. It almost hurts me to watch this.
It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people have experienced. But we have to get through this crisis, and I know that we will. I was at the Sylmar command post today, and I saw the work of our first responders and how they've been able to defeat the fires in certain areas. We know we still have much more to go, and we know the winds are going to kick up again. But we got to stick together.
Why is that smile all the way over here? I don't know if I can even play this without them tripping, but I just want you to see the smile. Why do you think, there it is. Why do you think the movie The Joker uses the mask, the paint, with the smile that goes all the way over here? If you've ever talked to somebody who's had a near-death experience, and I have talked to quite a few. For those of you who don't know, I am James Williams, also known as the one and only Dark Waters, who's talked to thousands of witnesses of freaky paranormal events. They will describe to you when they enter into hell, those who've been freed from hell by God himself and brought back to life, that there are demons in hell that have clown faces with smiles that go from ear to ear. That being said, let me get back to Miss Karen Bass. And let's get back to what we were looking at.
The anger, the just utter shock. I've seen the devastation.
I've seen the devastation. Does anybody give a damn what she's seen? Think about the words. I've seen. Who says that? That's like saying during a terror attack, I've seen the death. I've seen the body spewed across the floor. I've seen the blood that has been shed. Listen to it again. Understand, these people ain't normal.
That she's seen the devastation.
Angelinos, we're still going through it. And to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock. I've seen the devastation. It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people have experienced. But we have to get through this crisis, and I know that we will. I was at the Sylmar command post today, and I saw the work of our first responders and how they've been able to defeat the fires in certain areas. We know we still have...
Now, for those of y'all who want to make an excuse for the Joker, you may say, well, DW, you know, this is just the one time she's done it. Well, let's fast forward. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. Now, listen to what he's saying. This is Peter Shifty Shift. And I need you, and you also got to understand, the area that's experiencing this is the home state of Peter Shifty Shift, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, whose house was just recently burnt and burglarized. What's the old black lady name that was on TV that was like, we got to harass them in their houses at the gas station, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's the axis of evil in America. Not the people. Don't get me wrong, because people are like, man, you calling all those people evil. No. The axis of governmental evil comes from California. When you trace back Cali to all the politicians that came out of Cali, these are all the ones that are on the forefront of all of this foolishness. But look at her.
The way they are moving, the unpredictability of how they're moving, the swiftness with how they're moving, you are not going to outrun these fires.
Yeah, the fire.
If you stay, you're going to die in them, and it's not burning. So if you're told to evacuate, get the hell out.
Hellfire, flames, yes,
Save
burn,
yourselves. You
burn.
Because
it's like that
we
demon
are
is
going to
burn.
We also, I think, have to be mindful of the risks of fires. And that is when the rains come, and the risk of mudslides. So
mudslides, yes.
I say that because we need to know
to
what we're looking
burn.
ahead. But I want to underscore the way they are moving.
You understand what I'm saying to you? You understand what I'm saying to you? This is even better footage of it. Maybe it's
not going to outrun these fires.
It's more clear.
You're just not. The way they are moving, the unpredictability of how
it's crazy. And her and Gavin Newsom, they're smiling fools. I told you guys earlier from the live stream that Gavin Newsom, and this is two different smiles. That's the Joker on the right. That's a demon that can't contain itself. But Gavin, oh my goodness. Even look at the photo. Let me see if I can pull up the photo and make it bigger. Look at it. Look at that damn reptilian eye right there. You see it? Look at it, man. Something wrong with these people, man. I'm telling you, these may not be humans. Y'all understand. These may not be humans. In the words of Urinal Noah Havari, these may not be humans. The humans' houses are burning down. These things don't seem to be humans. They don't. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. In the words of my partner, Blue. Let me see if I can zoom in. We're going to zoom in. Like my man Blue said. It won't let me zoom in. Yeah. Yeah, look at that eye, boy. Man, this boy's a day walker. Straight up day walker. Like Blade, day walker, man. Straight up day walker. They're going to talk about TD. Now watch TD when a disaster hit. This is a disaster, and this is TD. We call it TD in New Orleans. This is TD. And you're going to notice the difference. Now TD reckless now. TD a wild broad. TD a wild broad. But watch TD. You ain't seeing no smile on TD face about these people dying.
Good morning. First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans.
And let me say something about TD. Now, Everybody don't like TD. I particularly don't really care for TD because I know TD's a globalist. But TD got some kind of soul in her. You can see that TD is disturbed by what happened. TD is bothered by what happened. She is perturbed by what happened. Ain't no smile on TD's face. TD don't have no makeup on. TD didn't take no time to put no makeup on, make herself look pretty. TD is in the trenches. TD in the trenches. She in the trenches.
Due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear.
Now, she might have been out getting her drink on the night before.
Clear from Bourbon Street, 8 blocks around. Very active. And again,
now, but let's go see if we find any place where you going to find TD smiling about the terrorism. Now, this is TD talking about.
The governor would like me to reiterate that Bourbon Street will be prepared for full activation before game time today. We know 3 p.m., so we're working towards 2:30 p.m. But prior to game time, the kickoff, Bourbon Street will be restored. So we're hard at work now. Our teams are now, and of course, working with our business community to serve our public and serve our residents. The governor would like me to.
You notice the difference?
Still going through it, and to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock. I've seen the devastation.
I've seen the devastation.
It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people.
Can you imagine if TD got up there and said, I've seen the devastation on Bourbon Street. The unbelievable loss, the devastation. Bruh. These people ain't right, man. These people ain't right, man. These people ain't right. You don't believe me? Watch this. Gavin Newsom. Fire. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. We'll go with this.
So all of us want to know those answers, and I just don't want to wait because people are asking me. I want to know those facts. I want them objectively determined, and that the chips fall where they may. This is not about finger pointing.
You say what to people who insist that these independent investigations or calls for them? Are you passing the blame on?
My bad, y'all.
I want to wait because people are asking me. I want to know those facts. I want them objectively determined, and that the chips fall where they may. This is not about finger pointing.
You say what to people who insist that these independent investigations or calls for them? Are you passing the blame on to other people?
How could it be when we're doing an independent investigation?
Smiles.
And we just want the adjudication of the facts. As I say, it's not
Smiles.
about finger pointing. It's about answering the questions you and everybody wants answered. And I think there's a propensity to wait to answer those questions.
Let me tell you something. Gavin Newsom will never be president of the United States. Kamala Harris will never be president of the United States. Karen Bass's political career is over. You will not have a prominent politician come out of the state of California for the next 30 years that goes to the highest office of America. Just not happening. It will not happen. Look at that. Nothing in the conversation of death, theft, murder, mayhem, destruction, loss of generational wealth, loss of property is there to smile about. There's nothing in the context of any conversation that has to do with the wildfires of California that there is to smile about. I'm sorry. Even in defending yourself, there's nothing to smile about. Worst case scenario, these people are demon filled, which I'm leaning into that. Best case scenario, they are the most tone deaf, disconnected individuals on the planet. I mean, on the entire globe itself, or for the flat earthers, on the entire disc. Because DW, you know the Earth is flat. It's not a globe. It's a flat disc on the pizza. However you want to put it, nothing to smile about. It's amazing. It's absolutely disgusting.